everyone, happy Friday. I wanted to touch base on today's blog and go over bracing. After some conversations in small group sessions this week, I am realizing that maybe it takes a year or two before that concept is grasped, and it's really, really important in order to keep you safe, keep you out of back pain. So if you don't, even after this video, understand what bracing is, just come see me, come send a message, go grab one of the other coaches. It is probably the most important thing to understand so that you can continue to build on your strength journey. So how I like to describe it, which I'm sure you've seen me and hear me all the time, like I'm gonna hit you with a stick, I want you to brace your abs, I want you to pretend I'm gonna punch you in the stomach. What I mean is basically you're creating tension in your abs. Just like you were to make a bicep curl and like that tension, you're getting that muscle to fire and work and activate. I want you to do the same thing in your abs. However, if you take your abs, right, there's no movement. I'm neutral right here, my tall kneel. If you go and you suck in, you're no longer neutral, which I see a lot of. Or you're pushing out. Once again, I'm hyperextending in my lower back. I'm not neutral. I need to stay where my neutral spine is, get it in relationship to my hips, make sure that my hips aren't popped forward. I promise, and I'm not trying to be mean, over time, if you don't get this and we get you on the barbell, it will go to your back. And I don't want that. This is supposed to be a strength journey that you can stay on forever and build up slow progression. So what I want you to try, let's take it back to what we do in intro class, is how do we set up for a plank? What does that mean? I like to set up hands underneath shoulders, spreading the fingers. I drive my shoulders back because once again, those lats, that engagement of our muscles right here, okay? It's just tension, right? You should be able to almost flex them as well so that I know that you're protecting your shoulders. You're gonna drive those shoulders back. In this position, I'm gonna brace my abs. I know I'm neutral. Now, right, you can try a couple practices. If you're doing some cat-cows, right, we know that's not neutral. We know that's not neutral, and it's finding that strong point in between that feels good where your spine and your hips are all stacked. From there, you're gonna step back. I want you to squeeze your butt, right? I need to see tension. Squeeze your thighs, drive your shoulders back, inhale through your nose. And with each breath, try and get tighter and tighter and create that tension. So now that we're probably, getting better, COVID, post-COVID, I want to like push you over. And if I can't push you over, that means that you are creating enough tension for that position. You now need to translate that from on our hands and knees to a, can you get tense here? Are you bracing? Are my hips stacked? There's no movement here, you can see. If I were to suck in though, which ladies, a lot of you will do, you're pulling in and then you get this tail tuck that I don't want. You're no longer neutral. Or you're pushing out and we hyperextend. Ladies, I see that as well. Guys, I see a lot with you too, so you're not getting away with this. But you just need to keep your hips stacked in line with your spine. If you try and get up and deadlift and you're in this hyperextended position, my back doesn't really do it. I have a weird spine, but it's gonna hurt. I mean, if you feel anything in your back when you're deadlifting, there's usually two reasons. One, you're not braced properly. Two, you're picking up with your upper body instead of pushing the floor away from you. So please, please, please make sure that you are doing that. So if I were to go and stand up and I want you to brace here and get set for a deadlift, which every movement, deadlift, squat, get up, you should all be braced. You should get your setup and patterns down. Bracing those abs. There's no movement, so I'm relaxed. Try mountain pose, relax. I should have my feet in a little more, but brace, create that tension. If it's wrong, try this in the mirror, guys. If it's wrong, you are either sucking in, and you can see that I'm no longer neutral. Yes, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but if I push out, you can see as well, a little bit of hyperextension here. Right? We do have a curved spine, that's okay. What I'm talking about is creating no movement between the spine and the hips. So you want to make sure that you're creating full body tension. good example. I know you guys always see and we talk about powerlifting and like those guys that can deadlift, squat 1,000 pounds. The reason that they can do that is that they are better at creating tension than all of us. They spend the time, slow time under tension of the bar. That is why they're able to do that without hurting themselves. Now, not all the time. If you squat and deadlift 1,000, right? That's like one of the extremes. But really, really, really dial in the bracing. The harder that you contract these muscles, right, and hold tension in them, minus your neck and your face, I still should be able to smile when you're doing swings, the stronger you are going to get, okay? So please, 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 I am begging you, if you don't understand this, we will do whatever we can to get it. Some people told me today it took them a year, maybe 2 years before they actually got this concept. So if you're newer, you have been here for less than a year, I wanna try and see how we can get you on the same page, making sure that the bracing is dialed in, because that is the most important thing on your strength journey. So let me know what questions you have. Brace, send me videos, I don't care, I'll look at those throughout the weekend. See if you can get yourself into that proper position and brace and hold the tension and breathe, breathe, breathe. Get those muscles to work. When you're sitting there in front of the computer, can you get your lats as you're typing? Can you brace those abs? It'll probably take 5 to 7 years where, hey, when I go for a run now, my abs are on fire. They turn on by themselves. It's because every time I tell you to do it, I end up doing it. Okay, so it's going to take a lot of practice. It's not the most fun, fabulous, flashy thing to do, but it's what's going to keep you safe. So dial it in, practice this weekend. Please, please, please send me questions if you have them. I want to make sure that we're all getting this dialed in so that we can continue our strength journey safely. Have a great Friday. Move some heavy weights this weekend. Throw some things around. Get outside. Get in nature. Get some vitamin D. Let's do this. Let's crush it. Have a